Welcome back to another episode of The Slice. I'm Starr.
And I'm Rog, and this is for the playmakers. For anyone who's ever played a game of footy before, you might have been in the midfield, might have been full forward, or you might have just been watching from the sidelines, maybe even steaming the dim sims in the canteen. It's for absolutely everyone. And we're going to be serving you a slice of play every week here on The Slice for AFLPLAY. Starr, how are you travelling?
I must say, you're getting good at that intro.
I would hope so.
There was a lot of power in your delivery just then. I'm impressed.
I think that might be sort of my vision for today. It might be powerful. I don't know if I'm powerful enough in day-to-day life.
I think you're powerful.
You think so?
I think you're powerful, Rog.
Maybe then it's to be more confident about my power.
That's it.
Are you feeling powerful?
I'm feeling really good. We've actually both just had a hot Milo before recording the episode, so I'm feeling really energized.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a Milo.
I know, me too. And I just really feel like we should normalize having Milo more often.
Did you have a hot or a cold one?
I had a hot one, same as you.
Yeah,
Wait, did you have hot?
No, I had a hot one, but I think when I was a kid, my favourite used to be like
Cold.
load it full of chocolate cold, mix it up, and then put a little bit more on top, so then you've got like almost like, you know, the cappuccino where you put a bit of chocolate on top.
But it's like half a litre of Milo on top.
Yeah, Milo
I love
Chino.
it. I love it.
But we love a Milo, and what we also love is our 6 point,
Yes.
1 point.
Yeah.
The 6 point could nearly be the Milo, but this is the highlight of our week. The 6 points being the sausage roll, the goal, and the 1 point being maybe the low light of the week.
Yeah.
Starr, would you like to kick us off?
Absolutely. And last week you did kind of call me out for always doing my 6 point first. So I'm going to start with my 1 point with my low light, and then we're going to get into the highlight. So my 1 point for this week, Rog, what is something that you do every day in the morning? Probably one of the first things you do when you wake up.
I like to watch the Channel 7 news.
Okay, yeah, niche. But we all hopefully brush our teeth every morning when we wake up. Would you agree?
I would agree with that,
Yeah.
yes. Are you a day and nighter?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, same.
Are you, Rog?
What?
Oh.
I do it day and night, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day, but definitely twice a day.
Okay, so I wake up the other morning. It's just like any normal day, and I think it's time to brush my teeth. I get my electric toothbrush ready off the charger. She's fully charged, ready to go.
How good are electric toothbrushes?
Love them.
If there was any recommendation I could give to anyone, get an electric toothbrush. It's like the comparison between trying to wash your car with like a little what are those wipes called that you get for your kitchen? Like a little,
What, like a little
what are those?
like a Chucks.
A Chucks.
Yeah.
It's like using a Chucks wipe compared to going to like a full blown car detailing place.
There you go. I was wondering where you were going with that, but you got me in the end. Okay, so I get my toothbrush ready and I grab my toothpaste, put it on my toothbrush, start brushing my teeth. I'm going for the full 2 minutes here, you know. We're doing 30 seconds for every quadrant of your mouth. And then I realise this tastes a little bit weird.
Oh, here we go.
This is not giving toothpaste energy in my mouth right now.
I was wondering why you put toothpaste in inverted commas, but it seems like we're about to find out. What have you brushed your teeth with?
I brushed my teeth with Bepanthen, which is antiseptic cream.
Ooh,
Yep.
not
it's what
good.
you it's actually a nappy rash cream, I think. But growing up with so many kids in my family, my mum has always just it's just been a thing that Bepanthen fixes everything. It's an elixir cream, right? You got any sort of ailment, you put Bepanthen on it.
Yeah.
Not on your teeth though.
Yeah, no, I don't think it fixes that.
Yeah, but the tube is really similar to toothpaste. So I just picked it up without looking and then started brushing my teeth and I was like, oh,
That
yuck.
is a shame. I've used Bepanthen before. It's like the cream you put on when you get a tattoo.
That's it.
Are you sure no one in the family has got a secret tattoo you don't know about, and this could be the uncovering of a little mystery inside the
We are
household?
exposing my family right now.
Bepanthen gate.
Hashtag Bepanthen 2023. So, yep, I consumed Bepanthen and it tasted feral.
At least afterwards, I presume you brushed your teeth normally.
Yes.
And then it solved the problem immediately.
Yeah, it did, but the pain was still with me. And the best part was that I was actually doing a little vlog on this day. So
right.
I was filmed. I had my little camera propped up there. And so I got like my actual reaction to having the Bepanthen in my mouth. And
Good content at least.
Yeah, I must say, me at 6 a.m. with Bepanthen in my mouth, absolutely looking my best.
Well, what is your 6-pointer to bring you back up after a bit of Bepanthen on the gums and teeth?
All right, so now you know my 1 point. It's time to get into the 6 point, the highlight of my week. As you know, I've been in a little bit of a sporty era lately. I feel like, you know, having the absolute pleasure of co-hosting the Slice with you has really brought that on. And I actually attended 2 different sports games on the weekend. Yeah. So my boyfriend is a strength and conditioning coach, and he coaches a rugby union team. And then my little brother Indy, who's 10 years old, he actually had his rugby league grand final as well.
Wow.
And Rog, let me tell you, I'm so excited to finally go to an AFL game with you, because I thought I was going to lose my voice just from attending these 2 games already. I was so into it.
That is the energy it brings out of you. And when does that happen in any other walk of life where you're just yelling and you lose control?
Yeah.
Doesn't really ever happen. So I'm glad you're getting to experience it.
Thank you.
Finally.
These so under 10s, my little brother's footy team, rugby league team, they were playing so hard that they knocked over the goalpost. Someone went for a try, someone went to tackle them at the same time, and the goalpost fell over because they're under 10s. They've got like the smaller ones set up.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm imagining some 10-year-old running into these big poles like that are the size of skyscrapers.
No, the smaller
I was going to
ones.
say, Matt must have been doing strength and conditioning with your brother since infancy for him to knock through the post. That is unbelievable.
So yeah, it was just so good to get amongst the atmosphere. So Matt's rugby team, they won the game on the Saturday. Unfortunately, Indy's team didn't win the grand final, but it was in the last 10 seconds that the other team scored. So it was such a good game, and I was screaming. Like afterwards, I'm like, I think I actually need to go on vocal rest for a few days, and here I am doing a podcast. So
wow, yeah. If I was your brother, and you said the highlight of your week is him losing the grand final in the last 10 seconds of the game, I'm not sure exactly how I'd feel, but I do not mind it because it's not about winning and losing all the time.
That's it.
It was an instant classic of a game. It could have gone either way.
And also, he was just so happy that we were all there. Like, we had a full crew. I mean, pretty much with my family alone, you could already make a footy team because there's so many of us. But just seeing his little face, he was crying afterwards, and I was like, oh my God, I can't deal with this emotional trauma of not winning a grand final. But then as soon as he saw us, he saw that we were all there to support him, and he's so cute. Like, as soon as he gets the ball in the game, he looks up into the stand to make sure that we're watching, and I'm always like, yeah, go Indy. So it was really wholesome. Although they didn't get the win, you know, it's just fuel to the fire to come back next season even stronger.
Have you ever cried from sport before?
Absolutely, I have. I think especially watching the Women's World Cup, just like the amount of emotion that's in sport as well. And, you know, we've got the FIFA Women's World Cup, we've got AFLW, all these games going on, but even like watching, under 10s rugby on a Sunday, like the vibes are still there. Like the stakes are as high. Like, how do I explain this? It's all relative to that person and to that team, right? So for my little brother Indy, like this is his World Cup, you know,
Exactly
this big
right.
moment. So it's really cool, I guess, that you have that consistent feeling throughout no matter what game you're watching.
Yeah, I'm not a crier personally. Like, it's not something I do, but we lost the prelim final last year, my local footy team, Banyul. We were up by 3 goals in the last quarter, conceded the last 4 goals, and it was the first time all year, really, I cried. Like, bawled my eyes out. It was shocking. But my 1-pointer and 6-pointer, well done on yours.
Thank you.
My 1 point is that I had a bit of a fashion crisis.
Oh, no.
I like my clothing. I like trying to look fresh. May or may not work, but I like to try.
I think you do all right.
And I had a favourite pair of jeans, and by favourite, I mean my only pair of jeans. And this happens all the time. I don't know if I was blessed with or cursed with quads that are perhaps bigger than the rest of my body. Like my waist is like a size 28, but then my quads are like a size 34 because every single time I buy a pair of jeans, they only last a couple of months, no matter how good the quality, because I get the groin holes in down where the legs are. So I got 2 groin holes, so I had to throw the jeans out. And then on the same day, went to the laundromat to wash my clothes. The Marmalade and boys and I don't have a washing machine yet at our new place. Went down to the laundromat, put my favourite shirt, burgundy shirt, into the washer, then into the dryer, which is typical of a laundromat. And then I took it out and it was ruined. It had blotches all over it. I don't know what went wrong.
Oh, no.
But lesson learnt. I'm no longer going to the laundromat, and this has actually worked out for the best because I rang Mum. I said, Mum, my favourite shirt's ruined. And she goes, no, don't take your clothes to the laundromat again. Bring your dirty clothes to me and I can wash it for you. So that's actually a bit of a win out of my 1-pointer.
I can't believe Mum wants to do that for you after you prank called her the other week.
Yeah, but no, she is willing to do that for me. But my 6-pointer for the week is a moment of real pride, self-pride for myself. It was a Saturday night and it was in the early hours. It was past midnight. The Marmalade boys and I were back in my lounge room and we were hungry. And Checkies and Stray said, we're going to get some Uber Eats. Would you like some? And they were going to get something really dirty. That was the mood they were in. They wanted, any sort of fast food they could get their hands on. And I was tempted. And I thought, you know what? I've got food at home. I did the sort of the mum when you're driving home from school sports and you want
We've got food at home, darling.
I pulled that trick on myself. I went, you know what? I've got food at home. So they're waiting for their Uber Eats to rock up and have a go at what I've whipped up. Garlic broccolini, herb crusted salmon.
What time was this?
Paprika smoked roast potatoes, if you don't mind. All three. I made a full-blown meal. And they were looking at me like I was some sort of, like I was from another planet. Thought I was a Martian. They're like, how have you managed to do this at 1 a.m. on a Saturday? Whipped it all up and it was unreal. Salmon, perfectly cooked, mind you. It was absolutely delicious.
That sounds amazing. Are you much of a chef?
I never used to think that I was. Right? I thought that I can cook. I'm not good, but I can cook for myself. And then I moved in with the Marmalade boys, Checkers and Stray, and never have I seen an air fryer get more of a workout. It's just, we go for a food shop together. I'm going through the fruit and veggies, going up through all the aisles. They make a beeline straight for the freezer section and you're just getting like your calamari, you're getting your chicken tenders, all the
Stocking
rest of
up.
it. So I thought that I was like an okay home cook. But after moving in with those boys, I'm pretty confident that I am an A+ grader.
I mean, I feel like you need to invite me over for dinner now. I want some herb crusted salmon.
I would love nothing more. Herb crusted salmon, paprika potatoes, and some garlic broccolini. You ever mess with the world of broccolini?
Oh, I love broccolini.
Yeah, no, sensational. They're like broccoli except a bit cuter. How do you fancy yourself as a home cook?
Oh, I'm actually really good. Yeah, I used to have a food blog back in the day. Fun fact, yeah, it was called 5-Star Foodie. Get it? Yeah,
wow.
but it's so much to work
Michelin
with the
star.
name. So I feel like if I was to try, hey, that's a good one.
That's what it should have been, mate. Oh.
So I feel like when I try your famous broccolini, yeah. I'll go in with high expectations.
I hope so. So last week, Starr, I'm trying to introduce you to the great sport of Australian rules football. So I wrote a bit of a homage, an ode. It ended up coming across as slam poetry.
It was amazing.
Thank you. And I challenged you to then write your own about whatever you're passionate about, because I feel like the biggest part of my life, where I expel the most emotions, where I get my greatest joy and my greatest despair, is from the game of football. So I feel like you're lacking it if you don't have that in your life. So I wanted you to introduce me to something in your world, so maybe I can catch up on whatever I'm missing out on.
I am so excited about this. You don't understand. I have spent the week preparing, bringing out all the big guns for this.
What is your football?
So my topic that I'm really passionate about is getting yourself a little treat every day.
Well, like a little shocky. Like
hey,
a little
treat is open to interpretation. Snake. Yeah, whatever you're into.
Your football, your roller coaster of emotions that really gives you a purpose in life and a reason to get excited every weekend is a little treat.
A little tweet every day.
My God.
Yeah, right. so my footy grand final is going to the servo to get a chocky.
Right. Wow. See, okay. Because this is something I do as well. I do have treats. It's not like I've never had a treat, but maybe I haven't interpreted it and given it enough time of day to really understand the emotion of it.
Yeah.
So I'm keen for you to let me into your world.
That's about to change. Rog, let's just set the scene here a little bit before I deliver my amazing poem. It's a Sunday arvo. You've just left a footy game. You realise I'm a little bit peckish. My team's just won a game and I would really like to continue the vibes here. So you pull into the servo. What are you getting?
I'm going straight for the ice cream. So I'm not a lolly man. I've never liked snakes and party mixes and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not an icy pole man. But I love ice creams and I love chocolates. So I'm probably getting like a whole block of Top Deck. Oof. And then like some Magnum or Connoisseur ice creams as well.
Okay, big spender at the servo.
Yeah. So, but how, just quickly, this is one of my funniest stories I like to tell. My old man, right, is the same. I got it from him. He loves his ice creams. One time, it was during lockdown. He bought a 4-pack of Magnums and I didn't want one. So I was watching him on the couch eat one. I went to bed. The next day, I went to go to the freezer to grab one, and they were all gone. I'm like, what the hell's happened here? I said, Dad, did you eat all the Magnums? He goes, yeah, I did. And I'm like, I can't believe you ate all 4. And he goes, that's not the worst bit, mate. I went down to the servo and I grabbed another 4. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, where are they? He goes, they're not there. I open them and I'm like, nah. He goes, I must have gone through all 4 of those as well.
8 Magnums.
He ate 8 Magnums in the one night. It was unbelievable.
That is iconic behaviour.
So what's your
Rog
snack?
Senior? Oh, okay. So I was actually talking about this with my friend yesterday. I think that this is quite literally the most underrated snack.
TikToks.
No, but kind of close. TV snacks.
Whoa, genius.
TV snacks, the malt sticks are the best.
150%. Like in hindsight, if I could have my answer again, I would have said TV snacks.
They're the best because they melt in your mouth as well, and you can like get all the chocolate off, and then you're just left with the delicious malt biscuit. I don't know what they're putting in it, but it's delicious.
Why is it so different to anything else you eat? Like I've had biscuits, whatever, but I eat a TV snack and it tastes so its own thing.
Yeah,
and it's just moreish and beautiful and
we should get some TV snacks.
Decadent.
Let us know in the comments, please, because I love talking about this with people.
Not sponsored, by
what
the way.
is your
Sincere.
what snack are you going for? What are you picking up from the servo?
Yeah,
let's
please
leave budget out of the question because apparently Roger over here is getting connoisseur ice cream and all the fancy things. What are you getting? We would love to know. Now I think that's the perfect segue into me reading out my little poem for you.
You've almost convinced me that it's better than football after that little chat, but
go.
Convince me properly.
All right, so this is my poem on getting a little treat every day. A day without a little treat is like a footy stadium without a seat. They break up the routines and tasks we face. Little treats are a pocket of joy, a sweet embrace. Beyond their deliciousness, oh wait, I also prepared some visual aid for this as well.
Wow, okay.
Beyond their deliciousness, the economy also gets a boost. Yes, this is actually proper data that we've collected on the effect of little treats. Yes. It is scientifically proven that without a little treat, business would significantly be reduced. Savory, sweet, crunchy or smooth, whatever you need to get you in the groove. A simple pleasure, nothing too grand. A tiny break in the busy strand. In this crazy world where we all meet, a little treat makes life complete.
Yum, 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 yum. I do love treats. Like I'm not here to knock on treats, but yeah, and I love your graphs. And
thank you.
I love that you've done the research as well. The data is there. Have you got your references there? Just if
I do actually have a whole source list done in Harvard style referencing.
Beautiful.
But we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having a look more at that because that was fantastic graph. But yeah, I do love snacks. Still don't know if it overpowers the emotional roller coaster of 100,000 people at the MCG after a grueling 24-round season. But I think you've done a good job and I can see why you're passionate about it.
Let's meet in the middle there, Rog.
We'll have snacks at the footy.
Rog, now it's time for our favourite part. Well, it's my favourite part of the show, which is the handy point segment, which is where we give you the advice. We've got so many amazing questions that have been sent through. So thank you so much to everyone who sent them over. And we are going to try and answer it as best as we can and hopefully gently, slowly guide you in the right path.
I feel like we've been doing a good job.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't so sure about my advice giving capabilities because I reckon that I never take anyone's advice and I always end up doing the wrong option. But I think we've done a good job.
No, I think we've had some good vibes going every week. We've had a good variation of questions as well, and this one is no exception to that.
Absolutely. And whether it be schoolroom stuff, it could be something happening in your friendship group, any questions that you may have, feel free to send them over at theslice@thisisamplify.com. or comment below and just let us know and we'll try and answer your stuff.
Let's get into it. Okay, so this is from Khan. Hey, Rog and Starr, my team has made it into the semi-finals and I'm honestly feeling so pumped but also a bit nervous. There's a lot of pressure and I really want to smash it. Can you please give me a bit of a pep talk going into finals season? Ooh, Rog, I feel like this is definitely in your territory.
Carney. You're here for a reason. don't hesitate and second guess yourself and think, what happens if I stuff up today? I'm nervous, I'm anxious. The reason you're there is because you deserve to be. So ignore everything else. Don't put more pressure on yourself than you need to. Believe in yourself because there is a reason you are there. It's a big final, but it's just another game. It's the exact same rules. The siren goes at the end. It's the end of the game. The same rules. Everything is the same. Keep your mental state the same, and I promise you the way you play during the year will be how you play in the finals as well. Don't overthink it.
I love that. I feel like that's very timely because we were talking about grand finals in the first part of the show as well. This is something that we kind of touched on in our first episode that we ever did. I mean, if you can even remember. Feels like it was a lifetime ago.
Absolutely.
So, Rog, do you have any advice for Khan on how to tap into like that calmness, that level-headedness as opposed to letting the stress kind of take over?
It's not easy. It's not easy for everybody. I know certainly I put so much pressure on myself when I first started playing football to not just be the best version of myself that I can on the field and express myself as much as I can, but I put pressure on myself to not be anxious. Like if I started feeling a bit scared that I was going to mess up, I hated that feeling and I was like, stop feeling that, and I would try everything I can to ignore or park the anxiety to the side. But instead of doing that, you should embrace it because pressure is a privilege, as I've said before. Live in it, and the reason that you're feeling the anxiety is because you're in such a special situation that other people aren't lucky enough to experience, and you probably wouldn't be human if you don't feel it to some degree. So don't think it's a bad thing that you're feeling it. It's actually a good thing because it means you're in the right place. So, and then it becomes a question of how you can best deal with it. I like to try and be as fun as I can. Some people like to be intense. Everyone's different. Some people like to rock up to the game and they want to be in charge of the music and play really heavy music. Makes you want to run through brick wall, like our hype playlist.
You and your brick walls, mate.
Absolutely.
You and your brick walls.
I mean, my brick walls. I don't like doing that. I like to be as fun as I possibly can. And when I identify one of my teammates is anxious or almost pent up anger ready to unleash it, I want to be the fun guy that makes ease their anxiety.
Bring some energy into it as
I want
well.
to bring some fun vibes into it. But just remember, it's just another game. Pressure is a privilege, and be the best version of yourself as you can and embrace it.
Yeah, I think as well, Khan, remember it's a team sport too. You know, all of your teammates are in this with you, and I think it's really important to have that communication amongst each other, and I think that would be so much easier to channel that excitement rather than feeling like you're just going through this alone. Of course, everyone is individually playing their part in the team as well, but like get hyped, come together.
Any proper footy nuffies like myself watching this will hate me saying this because it's such, I mean, I think I said it last episode, because it's such like, it's so stereotypical of the football landscape, but you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Don't shy away from being uncomfortable and try and reject the feeling. Get comfortable being uncomfortable because that's exactly the way you should be if you're in a big final. But I'm so excited to see how Khan goes.
I know. Please let us know. Yeah. And of course, go to our hype playlist that's on Spotify as well, because we are collating quite, I mean, it's subjective, but I think it's we're pretty spot on. We put together some pretty good hype songs as well. We want to know, Khan, like, what is your hype routine? How do you get in the zone? Because we are looking to learn as well to add to our hype routines.
Absolutely. And if you're ever there thinking, maybe I can't do this, just remember, yes, you can.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, good one, Rog. We'll ship that one. That was good. Rog, I'm feeling pretty hyped after that chat. I feel like we gave Khan some pretty good advice.
Are you so hyped, would you say that you could now run through a brick wall?
Well, yeah, I feel like that seems to be the running theme of every episode. You always manage to bring up running through the brick wall.
I don't know what that is. Just I get hyped, but for some reason I just can't help but run through brick walls.
Like in Harry Potter, like platform 9 3/4
Never
vibes.
watched Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. Not something I'm proud of. Like, it's not like I choose not to watch them. As you know, I'm not a big TV and movie.
Yes, footy is life. I get it.
So I've just never got around to them.
Well, Rog, we might have to have a watching party because it seems like you have a lot to catch up on, and likewise, I have a lot of footy to catch up on. But I believe that is all we have time for today.
Absolutely. Everyone, bring it in. Bring it in. The team huddle. And I reckon this is a winning huddle, not a losing huddle.
Yeah,
We're not there doing commiserations. We're there saying, Starr, well played today. You were best on ground. round for me. Going to give myself a pump up and go, mate, Rog, played sensational, mate. The viewers, you all did your job. Sensational role players, well done. And we'll be back same time next week, Wednesday, 6:30. Get up and about for the next episode of The Slice for AFL Play.
Wow, we're doing slam poetry again. We'll see you next week, guys.
The Slice, presented by AFL Play, is hosted by Starr MCG and Connor Rogers.
The Slice is recorded and produced at Amplify Studios, situated on Gadigal land. We pay our respects to the traditional owners of the land and waters in which we record on.